Hello, I'm going for dinner tonight with the girls from It, so I thought I'd show you getting ready. I'm going to try and do my whole face in 10 minutes and I'm doing a kind of bronze, fresh, pretty, all over bronze skin and eye. So I'm going to start with CC cream all over. As you can see, I'm quite pink today, so I'm going to put a little bit more on probably than I usually would. To make sure I get that nice and covered. It can just flare up for lots of different reasons, to be honest. I can't really say I've done anything that different. It's just one of those days that I'm looking a little bit more pink. We're going to Cafe Losca tonight, if that's how you pronounce it. I've had a Google and it looks really posh and nice, so I'm really excited for that. And yeah, can't wait. Right, so I'm just going to go back over the cheeks and stipple a little bit more where I want the extra coverage. There we go. So, base is on. Now, I don't want to really set this too much because I still want it to look nice and dewy. So I'm going to take the tiniest bit of Bye Bye Pores powder, which, I mean, you can see it's going to be tiny because there's hardly anything left in here. And I'm just going to take it around the nose, really, because I feel like when that is nice and matte, the rest of the skin does just look dewy. Whereas if that starts to look shiny, you look a bit shiny all over. Okay, and then I'm gonna let that kind of set for a minute and just start doing everything else. So I'm gonna put a tiny bit of pencil through my brows. I don't like to put too much in them because I don't want them looking unnatural. I know that one does a bit, but I'm gonna brush it through in a second so you can see. I just prefer to kind of get the colour in there and then fluff it out so that they look really full, but they don't look like they're drawn on. How am I doing for time? 2 minutes 40, not too bad. I want to do my whole face in 10 minutes. I don't know whether that's a stretch, but we'll soon see, won't we? Okay, now I'm going to go in with the Naturally Pretty Trio. This one is Pretty in Amber. You can see there, I always use that little shade because it's a coppery brown with a lot of warmth to it and it makes every eye colour pop. So I'm going to pack that all over the lids and under the eye. Doesn't need to be neat. As you can see, I am literally throwing this on. And then I'm going to buff it out using the end of the brush. Admittedly, that is incredibly messy, but I'm a bit under pressure with the time, and I know it will buff out, so I'm not too worried. This brush as well goes fluffier or thinner if you adjust the top of it. So I'm literally going to use the same brush for packing on and for smoothing everything out. So that's all my colour on. I'm just going to take a hand mirror to go underneath my eyes as well. And you'll see now that my eyes start to look really noticeably blue, whereas they might not have done when I started. And this happens with every eye colour. So whatever eye colour you have, there is something about this shadow that just really brings them out. Okay, so I've thrown that on. I'm gonna just like buff off any excess there, but keep the same brush. And then I'm just gonna go through the socket and soften out that line. And what you end up getting is that the lids still have loads of colour on there, but the socket just looks nice and soft and blended. See, look at the difference. So quick and nice. and that's all with one shadow. That's your whole smoky eye done. I haven't faffed about using lots of colours. If I wanted something really deep and defined, then I would absolutely take a few colours and really build it up. But to be honest, I sometimes think it looks quite just pretty and sexy like this. It doesn't look like you've tried too hard. Everything just looks really effortless and lovely. And what I'm doing now, sorry, I've made the brush smaller again. I'm going back in on the lids to make sure that I haven't diluted any of the colour there. And then I'm going to take the same brush, fluff it out, and then soften those edges again. And then that looks nice and soft and blended. Okay, let's do mascara. I'm going to go in with Superhero Mascara. I've got 4 minutes left, so I'm starting to feel the pressure, but I feel like we're going to be okay. So nice few layers of this. I would often wear a nice liner. However, because this shadow colour is so pretty and the way my lids fall, the liner would take up a lot of the lid and just make the whole look really dark. I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to keep it fresh, just the mascara and the shadow, and then you'll really see that brown. So just making sure I've got loads of this on. The good thing about Superhero Mascara is that it goes really, really thick and full. So you look like you've got really long lashes quite quickly. You can see there how much that's deepened everything. Okay. Just making sure I've covered every single lash. Okay, brilliant. I hope I'm not grumpy on this. I find sometimes if I've been in the house on my own all day, I come across a bit boring on the videos. I'm in a great mood. I can't wait for dinner. I just feel like, 'cause I haven't talked to anyone all day, this ends up being my little warm-up. Okay, sorry, I should show you. Now I'm going in with Sunshine in a compact. I've been wearing bronzer loads recently. I know it sounds silly, but when the weather's horrible, I just haven't kind of been reaching for it, or haven't been as on top of doing my tan. And I'd forgotten how good a bit of bronzer makes you feel. Like literally feel half a stone lighter, like I've been on holiday. Everything just, I just feel healthier. It's not even anything else other than I feel like my skin looks so healthy when I've got a bit of bronzer on. So as you can see, I'm not taking this everywhere as such. I'm going where the sun would naturally hit and down the nose, which I feel like a lot of tutorials I see don't tend to do that. But if I was to get burnt, that would be the first place to burn. So that helps to make it look a bit more natural. Let me just see how that's looking. Okay, now I'm going in with Blushing Nude lip liner. I'm gonna go in with my mirror actually. Again, drawing the lips on about 50 times bigger than they actually are. So, there we go. It's more, the sides of my lips are a bit asymmetric. So I'll just even them out there. Lovely. Little bit of balm. I've got 30 seconds. Je Ne Sais Quoi balm and a little bit of Perfect Nude gloss. And there we go. Bronzy full makeup. Show you there. In 10 minutes. So we'll put some pictures up of what we have to eat.